to the stage. There we are. Good morning. Might want to put myself in the stage so that way everybody can see me. Good morning, all. Good morning. Good morning. We are here for Thursday. Oh my goodness. Did anybody watch? Hi, I'm sure you did. If you were watching SPX or watching the end of the day or watching FOMC, oh my. There was so much that went on yesterday. Uh, it was almost painful to watch. Not really. I mean, kind of. It was painful depending on what side you were in as far as uh what time frame. Okay, as far as what side of the trade you were on, it might have been a little painful to watch, but if you were on the good side going down or going, if you were depending on what side you were trading, it could have really been a good thing. Good morning, all. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to get into it. Good morning, Nori. I believe you are in the Facebook group. I saw some like where you liked some stuff. I believe you're in there. Yeah, you're in there. Let me share my screen. Quit acting silly. All right, because I need to stay on a time budget today because I've got to be moving out of here by 10:15. So we got till 10:15 to do all that we're going to do. So if there's some stuff you want us to do, something you want us to look at, definitely don't waste any time putting that in the comments because we're going to be steady moving this morning. Steady moving. Well, come on. Are you going to share anytime today? I know I'm on the right. Yep, I'm on the right one. But I did not turn off my computer. And that might have been something that I probably should have done to shut down some stuff that's running. Come on, buddy. Oh, no, it says it's showing. Then it says remove. Where's my phone? So that I can make sure we're all. So there we go. This is SPX from yesterday. This is what happened. I see this last candle over here is yesterday's candle. Notice we had a real high wick. Actually, we went up as high as, where's the high? 50.96, I think that says. Yeah, 50.96 was the high yesterday, and the low was 50.13. So that's about 85. Yeah, about 83 points during the day that it made a round trip, if you want to call it that. Through the day, it went up as high as this and then came right on back down and closed like, what's this called? Like an inverted hammer or an inverted pin bar. This right here, generally, for my candle people, what does this candle tell us is probably going to happen next? Anybody remember? We got candles. The candle people, what does this inverted hammer tell us? If you're not sure, you might need to check in on my startwiththechart.com. You might want to go ahead and get on that free webinar, startwiththechart.com. That's what day were we on? This was May 1st, was yesterday. So started here. Let me make it a little wider so we can see what actually happened. Okay. So this was yesterday, started over here. Here we go, started here. We had a little bit of basically consolidation through the morning, right? All the way up till 2 o'clock. And then it went round. Powell spoke I think the meeting minutes came out at 2:30 or whatever. And we had this big run up after that. It ran up and up and up, all the way up as high as that 50.96 I was talking about. It hit this little doji, this indecision, like, okay, we did all we gonna do today. And it turned right on back around and basically came right back to where it started. Notice here, this was all the morning and it ended right where it started. Talk about a round trip. We like round trips when we're on airplanes and on cruise ships. Don't necessarily like round trips when we're in trading. But from what I could see in the pre-market, SPY has some movement. Let me see if I got turned on extended trading hours. This is Trading View that I'm using right now. And this is what happened at the market close was here. And then it has consistently climbed ever since then. And we're currently at 503. 500, 392, which if we're looking at that on SPX, it's not a 1-for-1 inversion, but let's say 50-39, somewhere in there. SPY and those, it's not a full, I mean, it's not an exact 10%, but you already know that we're in that close proximity. And SPX 500 is something you can use to look at SPX in the pre-market. You can use SPX 500. It will talk to you during the pre-market. Basically, it runs all around. So don't. Currently, we are at 50, 53, looks like over there. Yeah, 50, 53 is where SPX currently is right now. And we closed yesterday down in here. What did I say, 50.13? We closed and we're at 50.50. So we're up 40 points. Probably going to be a gap up open. So let's see. The VIX this morning. Well, I thought I was going to the VIX. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm going straight to see what Yahoo Finance has to say. Jay Powell won't give in to the market's biggest fear. Investors fear potential rate hikes, but Fed Chair Jerome Powell apparently doesn't. They're going to do, which you have to, on one hand, you have to appreciate the fact that they're going to do whatever they can do to try to get our economy back in order, even though I think they're in uncharted territory on this standpoint of they're not clear on what this really is fully. But, I mean, I do like the fact that he's not, for all intents and purposes, not being influenced by all the things and all the people who would influence you to make decisions. He's got to make decisions on the behalf of the economy, regardless of all the politics, right? Okay, Apple's going to report earnings with the stock. Okay, our calendar for today. Let's go see what's on the calendar for today. Today's Thursday. This morning, 8:30, we had unemployment claims. They came in just like they did previously, 208,000. Preliminary non-farm productivity is at 0.3%, which is showing green. Last time it was 3.5, and they were anticipating 0.8 was the forecast. Unit labor cost 4.7%. I'm not sure what makes this green, but it's green. Trade balance is right in line with where it was previously. At 10 o'clock, we've got factory orders month over month, which is a yellow folder. At 10:30, natural gas storage, which is also a yellow folder. I see anything in the economic calendar that's worth mentioning outside of what's already been said. Factory orders here. Factory order shows 2 stars, which is medium volatility, and the Fed's balance sheet, that's at 4:30. We do have a 4-week and 8-week bill auction coming up on trade balance at 8:30, which I already did all those. Okay, so I don't think anything's there that's market in. Let's go to the chart here. I'm going to take us to see what's on earnings and see what Adam had to say for the morning. This is SPX. At this point, we've had a gap up open. Our open was at 5049. This is the candle over here at the end, that last candle. I'm on the 15-minute chart, and I'm on the 15-minute chart because those in my community who do the breakout strategy on SPX, they use that first 15-minute candle to help determine the breakout. There are many traders who don't trade the first 15 minutes. Now, of course, there's some that are scalpers and they may scalp at the first 15, but there are many traders who don't bother. They don't fool up with the market the first 15 minutes because there's a whole lot of volatility happening. Like all the orders from overnight, all the pre-market orders, everything orders rush in at 9:30. So it's not really clear to see what we're potentially doing in this first candle because there's the market is processing all of the overnight orders that were put in or pre-market orders that were put in. So you want to keep that in mind when you're trading. If you're trading those first 15 minutes, right? You just might not want to do that. All right, let's go see what we got in earnings and what Adam had to say for the morning. My computer is moving super slow. I have to know that I have to turn it off and back on. Otherwise, it's just working too hard. Otherwise, my computer's working too hard. Come on, darling. I think it should be popping up here in a minute. I'll turn off Discord as well. These are the things that are slowing down my computer. Okay, let's look at the earnings we've got. Last night, we had Qualcomm, Devon is energy, I believe, Paycom, Excelis, Carvana, Fastly, Etsy reported last night, a mining company, Sonova, and MGM Resorts also reported last night, right? So this morning, though, we had Novo Nordisk, Canadian Natural, Peloton reported, Moderna, Zoetis, APA, ConocoPhillips, I believe is in the oil space, Penn National, Cigna, and Wayfair. They all reported this morning. Aftermarket today, some big boys are reporting today. Apple reports aftermarket close today. Coinbase, Block, DraftKings, Cloudflare, Billy.com, Fortinet, Bookings, Amgen, Expedia, all of those are reporting aftermarket close today. And tomorrow morning, we've got Cheniere, Hershey, Fubo, XPO, Logic, CBOE, Amneal. Some of these are people we don't necessarily know, but I know Apple, Coinbase, those are two that are anticipated. DraftKings, I believe, is being anticipated. Probably Block is being anticipated. Booking Holdings is probably being anticipated as well. So that's what's going on with that. Let's see what Adam had to say this morning. Adam he trades futures. He trades the ES, and it runs all night. So he goes level to level on Twitter. We take his numbers and work them for SPX. The gap between ES and SPX is currently 30 points. So I basically take his numbers, take off 30 points, and these are the numbers that you get. It says 5013 has been a money printer in SPX. Yesterday, I was looking for a rally off of 513. It held 6 times pre-FOMC. We rallied to 5097. It gave a shot, number 7, for longs, 4 p.m. yesterday, and paid out again. Plan today, 5047. Come on. 5047 to 5052 are resistance. Base out below, then 5062, 5072 plus is up next. 5037 and 5018 and 20 are supports. We are currently at 5044. We're currently at 5044. So we're basically right here underneath this resistance he was talking about. We're going to base out below it, which is exactly where we're doing right now. Then it can go up to 5062, 5072, and on and beyond. 5037 and 5018 and 20 are the supports. All righty, that's what is said by Adam. I wanted to share with you, I've been using, and you all know this, let me go one more. I've been using PeakBot. The trend spread bot is a new bot that is coming to be available on PeakBot. And I've been testing with the PeakBot folks. I've been beta testing the trend spreads bot. And the trend spreads bot is one that will decide, it will see, the algorithm sees whether that particular stock is bullish or bearish, and then it will enter the trade based on the side. Where before PeakBot only had put credit spreads and had the wheel, but now this trend spreads bot allows stuff on the call credit spread side. Yes, and yes, because everything ain't a put credit spread. Sometimes we need call credit spreads. So I did my 2 for this week was Delta Airlines, which you see there, 46.5, 48 put credit spread. I collected $19. I closed it yesterday for $5. My profit was $14. And then on TQQQ, I had 58.5 and 61.5 call credit spread because the TQQQ's trend was shown bearish based on the 67-day EMA. So call credit spread, I collected $52 and I closed it yesterday for $3, keeping a profit of $49. So overall, I've kept a profit of $63 and I used $450 of collateral. So I used $150 for the Delta trade and I used $300 for the TQQQ trade. So $450 in collateral. 14% return on that collateral. 63 basically divided by 450. We come at the math people, yes. And that's 14% collateral in the 3 days. because this trade was entered on Friday. It enters on Friday, and I closed them yesterday, right, which was Wednesday. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 days I closed it, and 14% return on that collateral. Basically hands free. I really could have left it to expire on its own. I decided to close them because I'm an active trader. If you're, a more passive trader who's fine with letting it open and close, that's cool too. And I really intended to do that, but I saw that they were so close to being worthless halfway through the week that I figured, why wait? I didn't want to necessarily leave them to go into today, not knowing what today would look like. And then Friday, with Friday being, after we do some more earnings this afternoon, I was like, my trades are ready to close up. So I'm going to go ahead and close them. So I'll set this up again for next week. I basically, with PeakBot, you pick the stock and then PeakBot does the rest. It determines which direction, call credit spread or put credit spread. And it also will enter the trade for you, and it will close the trade for you at the end of the week as well. So if you're interested in, hands-free trading as a seller, you can go to usepeakbot.com. Do hands-free trading as a seller. I'm telling you, the trend spread bot, they when they were telling me all about it, they could have blew me over with with a feather, because I was like, what? Put credit spreads, that's our jam. Call credit spreads, that's our jam. And you gonna do it automatic? What? You gonna automate it? You gonna do it automated though? Oh my goodness. I was like, yes, and yes. I typed in the link, but it doesn't seem to have shown up in the comments. So let's see what happens here. We'll try it one more time. Okay, this is our list of trade ideas for the week. I've heard some folks who are talking about some of these. Now we got put credit spread, call credit spreads. Now, this is the thing. It's Thursday now. So yesterday, there's been a lot of volatility the first few days, especially yesterday afternoon. Give your put credit spreads or call credit spreads a chance. Give them a minute, right? See what today holds. And then determine at the end of today or tomorrow what you want to do. Remember, with credit spreads, your trade needs to expire above or below your sell strike, depending on what you're doing. Call credit spread got to be below. Put credit spread got to be above, but it has to be there at expiration. Right? So I've got some SPY1 DTEs that were, or maybe it might be XSP, that got breached at the end of the day yesterday. They're going to actually expire today, but I'm going to wait and see what today holds, right? I'm going to wait and see what today holds so I can see what, I don't want to make any knee-jerk reactions, but you're definitely using your charting, using your thoughts, not just nervous. You're just checking to see if it's going to do. You give it a minute. As time passes, the theta is chewing away at your premiums. That's one thing. You got till tomorrow. If you did a weekly, you've got till tomorrow. Okay. Now, on the other hand, today is a great day to enter many of these. Maybe you didn't enter some of these the other day, but Thursday is a good day to enter credit spreads because theta decay is our friend. Theta decay es mi amiga. Okay. So go ahead and look at some of these. You may decide there's something on here that you're interested in trading with the expiration of tomorrow. With all the volatility being up as high as it is, you really may get good premiums between today and tomorrow. We're always shooting for about 10%. Some of the ones that I like on here would be I definitely like Oracle. Oracle's was an iron car, probably still is a good iron condor opportunity. Of course, I did Delta Airlines, hands-free with PeakBot. I also like Taiwan Semiconductors, TSM. I'm a fan of the Google trade. Amazon's not on this list, but I like Amazon. INTC is another good one. Exxon. There's several that are on here that I really like. Let's go back to the stage and see what's going on with SPX. I get them all mixed up. I've been XSP so often that I get them mixed up. If you got some questions, please put them in the comments, which I'm not seeing any comments coming through. I'm not sure if that means there's none coming or if I'm just not seeing them. Let me see if there's something happening if I go straight into YouTube. Oh yeah, I do see plenty of comments. Let's see. None of them are showing up in StreamYard. Carvana, I see here. Thank you about the hairstyle. Happy Friday Eve. Thank you. I went and got my hair done. I went to the shop. Y'all remember I've talked before about going to get my hair done and the little girl in my neighborhood, but I went to a beauty shop, as they call it. I went to the shop. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Tamar. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Karen. Techie Trader. Hey, Jamie. I see my people. I was like, I know my people here. I know my people are here because my folks will hang. We rides out up in here. I was like, they ain't hardly leaving a girl hanging. That's not the way we do. And the E2T crew, I did. That was a bar. Didn't even know it. Yes. Okay, what we're gonna look at. I wanted to see what did MGM do coming out of earnings? What MGM looking like? Y'all look alike though. Ooh, no, MGM. This is not what you were supposed to be doing. This is the first candle coming out of MGM. Yep. What other ones do we want to look? We want to look at Carvana, see what Carvana was doing coming out of earnings. CVNA. Okay, here we go. I want Carvana. See if there's some opportunity for you to get in on a trade for the remainder of this week. Let's go out to the daily first and see what we're looking at. And then we'll come into a smaller time frame and see if we find some good zones. What are you doing? Okay, there we go. Where's the rest of the candles on Carvana? Way down there. Did Carvana jump? Look at Carvana doing the most. A nice little pop going. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so time frame continuity shows for the day and the week. It's still, the day is going to be red on the day, but that's because this is only the first candle for today. So keep that in mind, right? I wanted to go to maybe a 15-minute. There we go. What you may consider, right? Generally, and this is not everybody, but generally, when a stock does a big pop like this for earnings and leaves that big gap, it's going to want to try to fill some of that gap in. So if you're looking at Carvana, I would most likely look at something above where we currently are. Now, for the week and the month, it is green, but that's because we're Thursday. So it's showing this week is the week that's already going past. It's been green because part of that pop from earnings is showing it green. But on the hourly chart and the daily chart, it is showing red. Now that's because we're in the first hour and we're in the first hour of the day. We're in the first part of the day. So this candle is not, these are not going to turn green until something else happens to turn them green, right? But let's go to the daily chart and look at what would be some zone here. Now you could do a put credit spread if you wanted and get underneath this gap. The only problem is this is a long way down. If we look here at, where is the nearest support? Where's the nearest support? It would be down here in the 90. It will be down here in the 91 area, right? Basically from March 27th. This area over here will provide some support at the bottom of this, gap that is now being created. If you wanted to get underneath the gap, that would be a way, right? If you wanted to go higher, let's see, has Carvana been up here in a minute? Has Carvana been up in this zone? I don't see anything back here that's showing us that Carvana's been here. So I'm going to put a weekly chart on that way. Oh, there we go. The data will pull in faster. If we're looking to see for this is a weekly chart. So all of these candles are a week's worth of data. There was a lot of momentum that happened back from this zone back in April of 2022, April of 2022. Been a minute since they were back here, huh? So I would go, there's some resistance that's way up here at 142, right? And I do see some hiding in here, 124. There's also some resistance back from February of 2022. This was support here, but this is below current price. But this zone here may provide, this is at 103. This may provide support from, as you know, as this candle does its thing, right? As today's candle does its thing, this is gonna, 103 is going to most likely provide some support. So let's go to, I'm gonna go back to the daily, and you'll see I have this 103 mark here. This is from that weekly, and you know, weekly zones are stronger than daily zones, monthly stronger than weekly. Yeah. Okay, so go, you know, keep that in mind as we're going here. All right, I see 103 as support if you wanted to get under 103 for put credit spread, or you can go up above 124 and do that. You may have an iron condor opportunity, seeing that it's Thursday and you only got one more day, right? So you may consider, let me put us some words on here. You might consider a call credit spread at or above, what's this, 120? I would say 125, right? And you may, this is not financial advice. I'm just saying what I see, just sharing with you what I see at or below, what I say, 103. I don't know if at that point, if Carvana is a 2.5 spread, but you can look on the option chain and see what's the deal with that. Let me see if I can see on here what the option chain shows for Carvana in the 100s. CVNA. I'm looking inside of Thinkorswim, but it's going to move slow because it's pulling a lot of data as well. But let's see what we see. 103 is a it's a one spread. It's still a one spread all the way up to 125. At 125 is where it becomes a 5 spread, right? So if you look, probability out of the money for tomorrow, it's got a plus minus 11. Let me share my screen. Then y'all can see exactly what I see. Do you see what I see? Yes, I'm gonna share my screen. That way you all can see exactly what I'm looking at. And you won't have to just try to process all the numbers, because I am a visual learner as well, as I know many of you are. I like, if I can see it, I'm like, yep, makes sense to me. Wrong thing. It's back on. Okay, so if we're looking, this is Carvana. Looking at the option chain, can I see it here or here? Let me make this a little bigger. Application settings. Look and feel larger. That way it'll make it a little bit easier to see what's happening. There we go. If we're looking for probability of the money, 70% is down here at 110. Right? We talked about 103. If you go that far, you're going to, you know, it's a plus minus 10. So if we take 10 away, that puts us at 107. That's a 78% probability out of the money. You can look at in that area, depending on where your comfort level is as far as the delta and probability out of the money. I'd probably go with the plus minus 10. And so in there somewhere. And then going above, we said 120. We went up 10, that puts us at 128 or 127. That puts us in a 5 spread, and that may not be what you want to do. So keep that in mind. If your 5 spread means you're using $500 worth of collateral, but 124 has a 70% probability out of the money. 124 is up there. So if you switched over to you did 124, 125. Now it's going to feel a little more risky because, you know, Carvana is green on the week. So it may decide it wants to go up some more. 124, 125 is only paying $4, $9, which I don't know if I'm gonna say that. I was gonna say, which sometimes when these premiums are very low, it's an indication that it ain't coming up there, especially because it's starting to fall already. I don't know, Carvana, for a gap ride be the move, might be the move. Let's ride it down, baby. Let's ride it down. So that may be a move too. Okay. What else were we going to look at? Did I see anything else on here? I don't think I saw anything else. So let's go back to the chart. We'll see what SPX is doing. Okay, come on. Come on, Cletus. Ay, ay, ay. Yep. Carvana just deciding what it wants to do. Like, let's just see. Let's just see what we want to do. Keep it in mind, because if you're looking at Carvana, you may be able to do a call credit spread and write it down, maybe get a little closer to the top of this wick, 121, somewhere in there, maybe not go as high as 125. Keeping that in mind. Definitely not tell anybody what to do with their money. And the put credit spread side is probably going to be safer, potentially safer, because if it keeps coming down, it will feel like it's not safer, because price will be coming in your direction and nobody wants to be in front of a moving train. So give it a little bit of time, maybe today, and see how it goes. Now, the good thing about selling, y'all already know, we can enter as late as possible. Selling is a theta decay works for us, so you don't have to rush in. You don't have to rush into what's going on there. Okay, SPX, let me go to the 15-minute candle. It seems to be pulling back into this gap that it created as well. Okay, we're currently at 50.35. As far as the breakout, this candle hasn't closed outside of it yet, but the price action is now outside of this first 15-minute candle. If that's something you want to trade, you might want to look at it. I know the folks who trade SPX in our community don't generally enter these trades until after 10:15 to make sure that the direction is the same, because the 10 o'clock turnaround is a real thing. Ain't nothing like the real thing. SPX. Yeah, ain't nothing like the real thing. It will. Okay, I talked about the peak bot already. Talked about that trend spread trade. Talked about start with the chart already. Look at DraftKings. See what DraftKings is doing. This is DraftKings. It had a little pop for its earnings. It's pulling back a little bit at this point. Some people were, Janae loves DraftKings. I wanted to make sure I incorporated DraftKings in for Janae. That's them her peoples. Them Janae's peoples, right? Janae, I'll give you a hard time because I can. All righty. The EQT membership is open, where we hang out together. We do all the selling and option selling strategies and stuff. Actually, tonight I'm teaching put credit spreads to those who are in the 6-week live coaching. Our topic for tonight is put credit spreads. And credit spreads, I truly believe credit spreads is the most powerful strategy in trading. I believe that. This is my own personal opinion. The reason I think it's so powerful is it doesn't require a whole lot of collateral or money to do it. You can take in 10, 15, 20, 30% returns on your money in a short span of time. It's easily scalable, right? If you decide I want to trade a few different stock maybe in a sector, or I want to spread it around in different sectors. They allow you to put your money in multiple places. I just feel like credit spreads is a good way to generate return resources. Anyway, I'm teaching put credit spreads tonight to the folks who are in the live coaching, the 6-week live coaching. And I need to put out the graphics, but I'm going to be rinsing and repeating this. We're going to be doing the boot camp, not a boot camp. It's called a challenge. We're going to be doing the challenge again, the 3-day challenge for options 411 for those who want to learn options but don't know how and don't really know where to start, and you're a beginner. That I'm going to help you with that. We'll have a 3-day challenge. I want to say it's May like 21 through 23, something like that. And then we will turn it into the 6-week coaching. We'll do that again. We're in cohort 5 right now. We'll do at the end of this month. All right. So if that's something you're interested in, then make sure you sign up. Now, if you're a part of our membership, though, when you're a member, you get to be a part of all of our stuff as a member. Whatever I teach, wherever I coach, all the good stuff. When you're a member, you get to do all that stuff with us. So membership, you can go to educatortotrader.com. We do the morning calls, we do weekly trainings, and we have a monthly coaching call, which our monthly coaching call is actually happening this Saturday. We've got several great things on our topics list for this week. Watching our trading plans. How do we utilize capital flow? How do we keep our psychology under wraps? How do we do all the things? Yes. How do we fine tune our strategy? How do we maybe look again at debit spreads? We hadn't looked at those in a while. I think it may be time for us to rinse and repeat our debit spreads training for those who want to be on the buyer side, but don't want to put up all the money that it costs to be a buyer, but that you understand spreads. So we'll do debit spreads. I think that's what we will consider doing. All right. Okay. So that was DraftKings. DraftKings trying to fall on back down. Let's see what SPY is up to. Add this to the stage. This is draft. Oh, this is SPY right now. SPY falling on back down. It's coming to the support, though. There's a support, 501. Coming right back into it. SPY is down on the day and the hour, but that's because we're in the first hour and we're in the first part of the day. It's red on the week, though. Time frame continuity is important. Watching that. You want to see how are things going across the board to determine which way you should potentially be trading. Which way you should be trading. Let's see if there's anything else in here. We didn't have any tickers pop up, I don't believe. Carvana better start doing something because Amazon about to be selling cars. You better know it. Amazon is show enough to be selling cars, and people will buy because Amazon's a trusted name. Amazon is a trusted name at this point. People going to feel like, yep, it'd be easy just to buy it on here. I don't know why this is not moving forward. Come on. Let's go look real quick at Amazon then. Let's see what Amazon is doing since now that it's been mentioned. Amazon had a nice pop at open. It had a nice little overnight pop as well. This is the 15-minute chart. It's down on the hour, and that's because we're in the first hour of the day. But the day is showing green because of all of this pre-market movement that we had. Okay. So what's our plan for today? What's our plan for today? Our plan is to, number one, we're going to watch Carvana. If that's an interesting place for you, you're going to watch Carvana. See what it's doing in that gap. See what Carvana, I'm switching back to it. See what Carvana's doing inside the gap. Right? It's still red, so it's just coming on back into it. We're going to keep in mind something on the list. If there's anything on the list, credit spreads that we might be interested in, we're going to watch those. Right? We got some data coming up, a little bit of data, a little bit today, but you're going to trade what you see all the time. We trade what we see. If it's looking like a duck and quacking like a duck, we're going to call it a duck. We're going to call it a Carvana duck if we need to, right? We're going to call it a duck if it's quacking like a duck. For those of you who are doing SPX, XSP, RUT, definitely, again, we don't have to hop in early in the morning. Wait till the afternoon if you want. I've been doing a 1 DTE trial along with the Peakbot folks, getting in around 12. I told my community about this, getting in around 12, one day with the next day expiration. And that's actually been going pretty decent. I had a couple of days where the put side, yesterday, all three of those were breached on the put side. But when the market ran up after FOMC, I was able to close those trades. And when it dropped back down, my trades was closed. Because if I had held on to the way last one day, those all would have ended breach. And no. See, I know better. So I know how to make sure that when it gets to your price to let you out, you get out. Don't be hanging around. Wait until expiration, hoping for the best, because you can get the expiration and a good trade can go south just because price action comes back into your zone. Remember, it has to expire above or below your strike, depending on which way you're going. All right. So you definitely are going to want to look at that. Maybe look at XSP, SPX, RUT, maybe later in the day. See what you're interested in there. Let's go on to our daily declaration. I am hot. I'm fine 1 minute and not the next, and don't have no smart comments about, about the inner temperatures of females. No remarks. And I'm talking to the person who would make remarks. I know him. He would have some comments. No, not you. Don't get to make comments. Oh, goodness. Our daily declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts grow more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. It is you who gives us the power to get wealth, Lord. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. So listen, what we do today, I'm going to swing us back real quick to SPX, see what it's doing at this point. Oh, I'm glistening because I'm hot. I'm cooling off now, though. My fan is working. It's cooling off a bit. We're currently at 50.22 on SPX. I think Adam's number said 18, 50, 20 is support, which it looks like all of this here would fall into the support and the demand zone. Got a little demand zone. These wicks show that there may be some demand down here. I've been learning some new stuff, y'all. So this may be support, and what could potentially push us back in the upwards direction. Okay, this is the 1 hour chart we're looking at. So this is the 1 hour chart. We're looking at the 15-minute. Let's go see what our 15-minute. Remember, I told you that the price action was outside of that 15-minute candle. It is, right? It's about 10:07. We are coming into a little bit of support, though. So you want to, if you're thinking about it, it has filled the gap, basically, from the open. That gap is almost filled. And it may, once the gap is filled, it really may turn around and go back the other way. Okay, so you want to be on your toes, right? All righty, we're going to do two things today. We swimming in the same stream. Yes, woo, Jamie, I see you. Don't even do me. I'm like a sister getting hot. The lights aren't that bright. They're not even designed to be that kind of lights. But anyway, anywho. All righty, everybody. We're going to do 2 things today, maybe even 3. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money, and we're going to have a great green day. Okay. If you're in my communities, feel free to communicate inside of our chats. I'll be there. And if you're in our live coaching for tonight, I'll see you this evening at 8 o'clock. All righty. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. I will see you in the market.